Greetings and citations, everyone. Today we are going to be reacting to the latest cinematic, spoiler by our hand, Chains of Domination cinematic. I have no idea what this will entail. I know that it deals with Tyrande and her Night Warrior-ness and Elune, so I believe it is the ritual where we save her, I guess? So let's go ahead and get started right into that. It's really already disliked, so that's, well, I'm not really surprised, given everything that's going on, and I really shouldn't have to say what's going on, and if I do, well, I'll say it in the video if I need to, especially if this is somehow tone deaf, so... Alright, let's give it a roll. Let's see what's going on with good old Tyrande. Turn it down a little bit. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, let's go.
How dare you come here?
Okay.
Sister.
Oh, your sister.
After our cries for aid went unheard, unanswered.
Oh, she's possessing Tyrande.
I heard your cries, felt your pain, and in the wake of tragedy, sent forth the cascade of souls to sustain you. Oh, the great tree. All who perished there were claimed by the Maw.
Told her so, okay.
Then I have condemned my favored children. By our hand, we may yet guide their souls onto their spring. Starting with this one. Tyrande invoked me. She must choose. Vengeance or renewal.
There's Chandris and Ysera. And there's a tear. I like the music. Oh, hey! You got your eyes back. Okay. I don't know what's gonna go on in-game, but we can talk about this. So I already knew the spoiler that Elune and the Winter Queen were sisters. Now, I was of the belief that Elune is the eldest sister, but now they might be twins, or it might be that Elune's younger. I can't tell. I think that the Winter Queen actually might have said it in one of her voice lines that Elune is her older sister, but I could forget. But yeah, so the Winter Queen and Elune possessing through Tyrande, talk about, all those years ago, you ignored me when I needed you most, and, Elune was like, no, I did listen, I tried to send you the souls of, Ardenweald. See, the thing that I don't get here is it implying that Elune was trying to get the souls to go to Ardenweald, or did she already know that the souls were going to be going to the Maw, and then they'd go to Ardenweald thanks to Tyrande? That's the confusing part that I didn't quite understand. Let me see if I can... Elune's voice, and I have condemned my favorite children. Alright. Okay, let's read back here. Alright. I think that what it's saying here is that she was trying to send the souls of, of Toadassil to Ardenweald to sustain them, to help them out when they needed it most. Because I think that's what the Winter Queen is trying to say, is here during the drought, I really needed you, and you weren't there for me. And, Elune was like, no, I try to send you the souls from Toadassil to help you out. And, clearly, all those souls were immediately sent to the Maw, and I guess Elune didn't know that. Which makes me think that Elune is more informed about life than she is about death, which makes sense with the new cosmic chart or whatever. I haven't really dug into that stuff quite yet. Again, not a lot happens. Well, okay, a lot happens in the cinematic, but, sisters basically forgive each other, essentially. But the Winter Queen is like, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll, by our hand, we may guide their souls onto their spring. So I guess it's, basically saying, yeah, we'll work together at, starting to heal this one. Are they talking about Tyrande? I think they've got to be talking about Tyrande here. So, Tyrande and Elune, like the whole thing. Yeah, Tyrande invoked me. She must choose. So that's going to be, I think many people are going to misinterpret this cinematic, maybe. Depends on what happens afterwards. That's the context that's important, that I know little about. I know that Tyrande kind of reacts in an interesting way, where she's upset that she attacked people she cared about. But I ultimately think that the Sylvanas and Tyrande, the arc that they're going through, the Tyrande hating Sylvanas for what she did, Sylvanas and whatever the hell she's going to be doing now, and her arc. I think that we're still going to be seeing, that arc continue. I don't think this is going to be the end. If it is the end, that's bullshit in my opinion. Like I said, it's a little tone deaf, with what's going on. A lot of women deserve justice right now. I should say that much. And Tyrande, of all characters in Warcraft, deserves justice for Toadassil. And I hope that she gets that in the coming story of Shadowlands. It's very weird. I do think that they're obviously trying to push the vengeance is bad. They've been trying to push that. I get it, but in all honesty, like with Sylvanas, right? Like how much of Sylvanas, that she did was that her doing, and how much was the jailers doing? And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think that Sylvanas was more in control of her actions than, say, Anduin is right now, than, say, Arthas was. But that's really hard to say, it's such a complicated matter of that character. Like, I want to give Sylvanas the benefit of the doubt, but I'm more on the side of Tyrande here, I'm more... I want Tyrande and the Night Elves to get, payback. I want them to get something out of this. And maybe, it'd be really cool is the Winter Queen, after all of this, somehow sends a tree of Ardenweald to Azeroth as almost like, a thank you to Tyrande and Elune, so that they could have a new tree, a new city. It wouldn't be Toadassil per se, but it would be a new tree, a new city for them to live in. Now, I do like them living in Nordersill, to be fair, but it would be a nice, send-off, basically, for these characters, I guess. But yeah, I do think that, in a way, Tyrande deserves some form of vengeance for everything that's happened. Maybe she doesn't need to kill Sylvanas, but what would be great here is if Sylvanas did something to atone, like, just her, I don't know, giving them a new tree, her helping out all the souls that she sent to the Maw and giving them their proper afterlife, you know. That's what I would want for Sylvanas to atone for if she's not dying. For her actions, or paying for her actions in any way. But yeah, I think that the Night Elves in Tyrande definitely deserve some form of vengeance and compensation for what they've been through. That should really go without saying, but they are leaving it up to Tyrande, and I like that. I wouldn't have liked it if Elune is like forcing Tyrande to choose, and I definitely think the context from the first cinematic when she's, you know, fighting Sylvanas and giving it her all, I think that Elune definitely stopped her in her tracks right then and there for a multitude of reasons, and one of the things that I pointed out to my friend Dave was that the Valkyr were still up and about in Torghast, and also, even without the Valkyr, Sylvanas would still be sent to the Maw afterwards to act as a agent for Zovol. She just would be without a mortal body. She'd basically just be a ghost. She'd be her banshee form or whatever. But yeah, I'd still think Tyrande would be a tool for the jailer, even if Tyrande gave her life. Which then Tyrande would go to the Maw too. So it's like nobody wins. But yeah, so I hope that going forward, it's definitely going to be interesting with Sylvanas held captive. I do think that going forward, I hope that Tyrande and the Night Elves get what they need, and I hope that Sylvanas, I don't know, does something good, maybe, I don't know, like, I don't know what they're gonna do with Sylvanas at this point. That's a weird matter, but yeah, justice for women, honestly, that's the message I have for this cinematic, entirely, really. That was gonna be the message regardless, but okay. I thought the cinematic was fine. Darren Gregory and his team, I'm sure, did a fantastic job. It's just a very awkward time right now, but yeah, I don't know what else to say besides, you know, I hope that Tyrande and the Night Elves get justice after this regardless. Like, I'm glad that Tyrande was saved, because this was killing her. That's the context of this cinematic. The Night Warrior's power was slowly killing and stripping away Tyrande, and it could have harmed others. It was harming others, I believe. She was almost about to kill her adopted daughter Chandris, I believe, in the game, just before the cinematic happens. So, in context is important. I think that this was a good cinematic in terms for Tyrande to survive. I wouldn't want Tyrande to die. She's a great character, in my opinion. But I do think that the message of it being up to Tyrande is good. It's definitely a good message. I just don't know if the whole vengeance is bad for everyone. I don't know if that message really works out here. I think that as long as punishment is due for the people who committed heinous actions, Zovol, Nathanos, Sylvanas. I mean, Nathanos got his head chopped off, but, you know, that guy was, like, gloating about how the fact he's just gonna come back, so I don't even think that Nathanos really got punishment there. But, I do hope, like I keep repeating, I do hope that the Night Elves in Tyrande get what they need out of this. I hope that Sylvanas pays. I hope that Zovol kills Zovol. That guy, don't lock him back up. And I hope that they get a city or something back out of this. Like, I really want the Horde and the Alliance and the Night Elves all to be, you know, cooperating after this. I think that we need a break from the war back home on Azeroth. I'm looking forward to the Rexxar Kalimdor book, because that might dive into a little bit of what the Horde might be doing to compensate for the Night Elves for what they played a part in with Sylvanas. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. I'm curious about the future of Warcraft right now, despite everything. I mean, I'm probably always going to be curious about Warcraft and have my foot in that window. I already clarified in my video that I'm not gonna give up on Warcraft, but I really am really want justice for the people right now. So I'm gonna call it then. So thank you for joining me for another glorious reaction. Sorry that I'm a little less enthusiastic than I normally am, but I am I'm hopeful for the future, I guess. I'm an optimistic person, so I'll see you guys in the next one, and the next reaction, and the next discussion. Be good, be kind, and be listening. So